Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie on Grand Bahama last night to the official opening of the 9th U.K Caribbean Forum. The nation's leader welcoming the delegates to the biannual meeting at the Grand Lucaya Resort. Member states are focusing on ways to build a strong partnership for sustainable growth and development. Natalie Martinborough reports.
150 delegates from 23 member Caribbean states are engaged in high-level discussions on important binational, regional and international issues with the United Kingdom. In his address, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie raising the issue of the financial services sector and the question of tax competition, which he says has been misnamed tax evasion.
We believe that we have a well-regulated financial services sector with a role to play in the world based on tax competition and a respect for privacy, which is important for both personal security and good investment practices. It develops the growth of capital, which eventually goes back to the developed world, and it also has produced the growth of a middle class in our countries.
The Prime Minister says it is to the greater moral good that the sector should continue to exist and flourish. But then there's the issue of de-risking.
The strictures of banking have become so severe that banks in developed countries are now saying that they can no longer do business with our local banks in the region because the risk of doing business and the policing of know your customer requirement exacts too high a cost for them. The result of the banks in the major markets taking what they claim is a business decision will be that our local banking system may be cut off from the rest of the world. That will be, again, in my view, as strongly as I can say it, an immoral result.
The nation's leader says this requires the intervention of governments of the developed world to correct this problem because it is bad for business. The influx of weapons in the Bahamas and the region is another issue put forward by the Prime Minister.
This enormous problem is not getting better, it's getting worse. And that is an area, national security, that the British are excellent at and have a relationship with our police forces. And a natural evolution, therefore, to the kind of support that you can give us moving forward.
The nation's leader also admonishing delegates to have a thorough and exhaustive discussion on energy. Additionally, he says they must find innovative ways to exchange new ideas and seek new opportunities for cooperation in areas such as crime prevention, immigration, science and technology, agriculture, and manufacturing. Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRoque also addressed the opening ceremony of the Ministerial Forum, noting that the meeting provides an opportunity for member countries and the United Kingdom to engage in productive discussions of mutual interests.
We meet against the background of fundamental changes in the global geopolitical and economic landscape. Many of these developments are admittedly worrisome, but many more are encouraging and laudable. The conclusion of such significant agreements as those on climate change at the COP21 held in Paris, the 2030 Development Agenda, and the Financing for Development undertakings augur well for the mobilization of global partnerships for development.
Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs of the United Kingdom, the Right Honorable Philip Hammond, outlined the solid relationship and partnership between the UK and the Caribbean.
The British government wants to see the relationship continue to grow, and it wants to work with the Caribbean, all the countries of the Caribbean, to build a more prosperous and more secure future. This collaboration has already yielded concrete results. Millions of pounds worth of drugs have been seized, criminals that prey on the vulnerable have been imprisoned, and the UK remains committed to providing additional support in the coming years. Together, we've also made progress on improving prosperity, tackling security challenges, and promoting education and energy security, all areas that we agreed to work on during the last forum. And I've every confidence that this forum, again, will result in the kind of concrete outcomes that will strengthen our ties and help make both the UK and the Caribbean better places for all of our citizens.